Alright, so what you should have done is gone into Photoshop, captured the color, come into here. You could create a class either manually or going into live view, and then adding the class content. And then in here, adding the color. And then, like we did last time, going into layout and then adding a margin to the left and the right. And then we added, I think, some on the top as well. So do file save just in case something crashes and you lose something. So I'd like you guys to create the same thing for the footer. You should be able to do it on your own. I'd like you to create terms HTML. I'd like you to create the policy HTML. And then I'd like you to change the I'll show you how to change the colors on this one because this is going to be a little bit different. But for now, just create the hyperlink. So if you're on live view, you would highlight the terms of use, double click into it, highlight terms of use, hyperlink, terms.html. If you're in design view, you're going to just highlight privacy policy, and then in your properties panel, under link, you'll just type in policy.html. So this is going to be a little bit different. What I want to do is I want to isolate what I modify, not to the entire document anymore because I have hyperlinks elsewhere, but just to this table data. So what I'm going to do is I will create a class called footer, or actually we can even create an ID called footer, and we will inside of here adjust, similar to what we did with the nav, adjust all the colors specifically for the footer. Does that make sense? So I'm going to just put my cursor in here, and I'm going to type in footer for the ID. I'm going to then go into my CSS designer. And I'm going to create a new selector. And since my cursor is already on footer, it actually just popped up. But if it doesn't, # footer. So the text for this is going to be that green, right? So we'll just pick a green for right now. That's going to be the default. The font size, I think we said 11 pixels or something last time. Now all this does is it formats the items that are not hyperlinked. Apparently my ID footer was on a specific link versus the whole table data. So if you look at your code, what you should have is inside of this table data, you should have your ID. Mine was in the A tag. I'm just dragging that out so it's specifically on that table data. So does everyone have something that resembles this? We have the green down here and then the blue hyperlink. Yeah. Yeah, I see green down there. All right. So the next thing we need to do is, okay. For those of you who know what to do next, you can go ahead and do it. You're going to create a new selector, just like we did with the nav A, and you're going to create it for footer. All right. Did you get it?
This is it, right?
Yeah, you're going to move just.
No, like this one.
No, just the ID. And then the footer, yeah. And you can drag that right after that. Hit the space. Yeah.
Do I have to change the ID for that?
No. It should work. You just have highlight to select off of it. Oh. It's the same thing. See how your ID is on the copyright? Highlight footer and you get up into that table page.
The whole thing?
I did, thank you. You can just drag it
Oh, really?
and drag it after the numbers.
I'm sorry.
Right there. Yeah. Into the space. Oop, not there. Okay, now refresh and it goes through. Okay, it just terms of use doesn't have a hyperlink down
Hey Paul.
Yeah.
It was just this, tell me about this guy.
This is the last one.
Why?
Because you only have one more digit here.
Oh,
I don't know what color it's supposed to be.
I did. It was like how we did the nav. We put the A, and then don't bother with the hover. That your nav A is that's what it's up on top. Yeah, you're gonna have to rename the bottom like.
Is it supposed to marry on?
I just made mine brown. It's supposed to be clear, but. Oh wait, no, you have to do the bottom.
From when we, I just did
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh no, it's supposed to be like an ID.
So,
Instead of hashtag.
I just selected footer, got font size and color, but.
And it just kind of same color.
You don't have an ID for that. No, let's see what says ID. Okay.
I thought it was ID.
So I'll click TD
And it's just.
and then now right there where it says ID. Type in
One.
Oh, there you go. I got one.
No, it's gonna be the ID is gonna be bottom.
All right. So some of you already probably did this. You're gonna hit the plus sign. You're gonna type in hashtag footer space A. Right. So this is saying that any active link inside of this footer, apply this, and in the footer we wanted it a pink. And there you go. All right. So we will do a file save. And then you can preview this. We should have rollovers. If we wanted to, we could add rollovers to our terms and policy. So the last thing we need to do is we need to create links here. What we did with the slices before is we cut up all of these pieces and we made them individual links. What we're going to do this time instead is we're going to create what's known as an image map. So what I need you to do is make sure you're in design view. You need to make sure you're in design view, and then you're going to click on the image. Once you click on the image, what you're going to get is a property here. What we want to do for this is, let's call this main map. And then we have all of these vector tools here. I'm going to select the polygon tool. And what this will allow me to do is click, release, click, 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 and it will create this rectangle for me. This is a hotspot. And then where in my properties panel, I can type in store.html. And then I can click on the black arrow to click off of it. I can click on the rectangle tool for this one because it's pretty rectangular. I can draw a rectangle around this and then just type by.html. Again, click the arrow. And you're going to do the same thing for these. Just you can pick whichever selection method you like. I'm going to pick polygon for this one again. Store.html. And then for this last one, since it's a rectangle, I'll just pick rectangle again. So I have by.html, colors.html, samples.html, and the first one was store.html. Now the cool thing about this is if we were doing this in code, this is what it looks like. It basically creates a shape and it plots a bunch of points out, and then it creates a link that basically if it's clicked on or rolled over within these points, we can do something with it. So now if you were to save this and preview this in a browser, these are all active links that would take you to different sites.